Chevrolet for college racing as we head into Martinsville. Ross, I mean, how excited or nervous are you going into this final race in the round of 8?
Super excited. We've got all the potential laid right out in front of us. Just 2 hours up the road there in Martinsville, so definitely looking forward to that because there is so much on the line, and after everything that's went on in my world on track, this week's been really good just to dig in, spend a lot of time personally to figure out some things and be ready for Martinsville. And I wish we were racing today. I wish I was in the truck race.
No kidding. Well, we're going to open the floor for questions, and we're going to start off with Bob Pockris. Bob, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Ross, since you mentioned it, I mean, was it tough to get over Martinsville or get over Texas, or and did you have any conversations with anybody this week?
Conversations with my crew, my people in Florida and here in the Carolinas, to really, just focus on putting all my effort into not letting, anything like that happen again. We've got so much potential with this 10 car and college racing that, it was all focus on what I did wrong and then focus on Martinsville.
And how do you think the dynamic of Martinsville changes or is different because the series hasn't raced there in a long time?
I don't. Most people that I know in the Xfinity Series have worked either in the truck or the Cup Series, so they've been there. It might have been a few years, but most everybody, I would say, in the series has been to the track, has raced there, been a part of a crew in some way, and plus we've all watched it. I mean, that's a track that even I think as kids you remember that track because it's a paperclip. Like for me, I know I remember it. It's one that I always just wanted to go to as a kid, let alone get to race at it. And, I think that the series will be fine, and somebody will miss it. Hopefully it's not us, but somebody's going to miss it in the truck race and somebody's going to miss it in the Cup race. Like, that's why it's called racing.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Woody Kane. Go ahead with your question, Woody.
Hey, Ross, appreciate your time. Just wanted to get a comment from you about Matt Collick, your team owner, being nominated for the Comcast Community Champions Award for his away from the track work.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right, is away from the track. The work that Matt and the Collick companies put in, I've only gotten to see a small glimpse of it, but it's incredible. And it's real work. It's real dollars that the Collick companies, right, spearheaded by Matt, is funneling into helping people. And I think that's what Comcast wants to recognize is people helping people. And Matt's that guy. He spends, they make a lot of money, right? Leaf filter gutter protection, all the Collick companies. He's very proud of what he's accomplished and being an entrepreneur and creating these businesses and making them successful and right surrounding himself with good people. And then he turns right around and just pushes a ton of investment back into other people and people less fortunate. So unfortunately, he's in Ohio. Fortunately, he's there because that's where he's from and that's where everything's based out of. But we as in NASCAR and even maybe Comcast, I would say, probably doesn't see the full grasp of what he really touches.
And then I know you're still right in the thick of this battle and playoffs and coming down to the end of what's been such a crazy season. But have you even thought much about what your offseason is going to look like compared to other off seasons that we've had? I mean, there's still a lot of turmoil out there, and I mean, you're set, but I mean, there's a lot that's going to be kind of different for everybody, I think, once the season ends.
Yeah, I do have kind of a penciled in calendar for what I want to accomplish over the off season, but a lot of that will be dictated by Phil Surgeon and the boys and girls at Chip Ganassi Racing. That's where the focus will be, and they'll guide me on what I need to be doing. I want to spend a little bit of time at home back at the farm in Florida and see some family. But aside from that, the family knows my focus is here. And yeah, I haven't penciled in what I think. And Phil, my crew chief, for the crew chief on the 42 car has penciled in a few things, some stuff to kind of get up to speed, so I can get up to speed after the season's over on how they do things and stuff. And Team Chevy will be a part of that with their VIL simulator and just trying to be, run through scenarios and immerse myself in the team.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jenna Fryer. Go ahead with your question, Jenna.
Hey, Ross. Justin had some harsh words for you post-race Texas. How do you deal with that? How do you get over it or move past it?
Jenna, I think you know me good enough. I don't really worry about it. I know what I did. I tried to take ownership after the race and let everybody know that I knew that I messed up. So yeah, I know where I'm at and the mistakes, and he can have his. That's fine. I really doesn't bother me. And I'm glad that I'm at a spot in my life and my career where I can say that, because there was a time where anything anybody said bad about me, it did eat at me. And I think that's something that when you get into the sport, in my experience as a young driver, starting out at 18 years old, I remember the first negative social media tweet I had, like a tweet I had at me, it was negative. And it was because of something I did on track. And then I think I tweeted about it, and it was like, I remember that. And you remember those first ones. And now, I mean, there's been so many drivers that have said such bad things about me anymore. It just all kind of blurs together.
What was that first tweet?
I think it was something about when I was driving for Brad, and I wasn't even actually, I don't think I was racing. I think it was him, and like maybe he got spun out or something in a cup race, and I like tweeted something like, oh, like he was, I think it might have been his fault, but I tweeted like it wasn't, and the fan was like, oh, yep, just kissing butt to your owner, and I was like, oh, geez, like, oh, I don't like that, and I go in spurts and I delete all the social media off my phone and just log in on a browser a couple times a week just to make sure everything's not on fire. And yeah, I think I was taking up for Brad back when I was driving for him.
Are you currently using social media on your phone, or is it deleted right now?
I've got it on there. I got it. It's good times right now. So, I think, I think we all struggle with it. Right. And I saw where Chase said he was getting off for a little while, and even if we're not posting, everybody's scrolling, and they're probably not telling the truth if they tell you they're not scrolling. And it's a great way to keep up. And for a person that doesn't like to truly talk to a lot of people, I can get a lot of information off of there and see what people are doing, but it's only the highlight reel. So I get tired of that, and I get tired of all the negativity, and it's really easy to just hold those apps and delete them, and they're gone until you want them back.
Thanks, Ross.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Our next question will come from Dustin Albino. Go ahead with the question, Dustin.
Yeah, Ross, obviously you always want to win, but what is the mentality this weekend entering 15 points out?
Just go win. I was talking with Matt, colleague, our team owner, last night. He called me on his way home from dinner. It was 10 o'clock, and he was just like, what are you thinking? And I think we roll off fourth, so see where we slot down in line, try to go win that first stage and just set ourselves up. So yeah, that's the generic race car driver answer, but that's truly my mentality. That's really all I can do is just go try to run as good as we can. I know we'll be fast. I know that our brakes will be great. I know that our ECR motors will have a ton of power. We'll probably have issues getting forward drive and traction from the concrete to the asphalt. So our engineers and my crew chief, Bruce Schlicker, they've been nailing our setups here lately. So I expect that again. And, we'll if I can keep it off the curb and keep the point straight, I think we'll have a shot at winning, let alone moving on to Phoenix.
Cool. Thanks, Ross.
Yeah.
Our next question will come from Greg Engel. Go ahead with the question, Greg.
Hey, Ross. We're going to go buy some watermelons here in a minute. The thoughts about the guy that you're replacing next year, Chip. Obviously, he's moved up into Hendrick. What lessons can you learn from when something happens like that? that happened to him, and just your thoughts about the fact that his leaving opened up a seat for you.
Yeah, I think Kyle can only be commended on what he's changed in his life, and it's been a learning experience for me as well. Is to truly grasp the platform that we're on as NASCAR drivers. You know, let alone anybody else in the world, words matter, and truly meaning the words that you say and the vocabulary that we all use. It's a you know, ever evolving, in my mind, vocabulary that I use, and always trying to be better, you know, and truly understand what some words mean, right? In some ways, you know, a word can be viewed it can be viewed as it's not very meaningful, but they are, and they're words for a reason. And so just you know, seeing what he's went through and seeing how he's handled it has been pretty inspirational. And I think it's going to drive the entire sport, and I hope not just the drivers, but the sport and the fans that watch him and see him truly try to be better people and get those words out of their vocabulary, if that's the case. Right. I mean, it's a scary world that stuff exists. So we want to be the best people we can be. And I think everybody wants to, but actually putting in the work and trying to be better people is something that Kyle has emulated, and something that, you know, should light a fire under all of us to be better people.
Thank you so much, Ross. Have fun this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Ross, appreciate you taking the time to join us. Good luck this weekend in Martinsville, and we'll see you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you.